spuddy time. I'm so excited. So if you don't understand what spud is potato. Now, I got my seed potatoes back in January. I put them in trays and I chitted them. Chitting basically means you allow tiny little shoots to grow, and they've been sitting in the greenhouse quite happily chitting away, and I have 3 trays of potatoes that now need to go in. So I'm going to show you today how to do those. Now, whatever potatoes that you have, whether you've got earlies, first earlies, second earlies, mids or lates, they need to go in any time between the beginning of March, and you must have them in by the middle to the end of May. So it's now the middle of April, and the bed that I want to put them in is now cleared, so I can now put them in. Now I'm just going to show you what my little chits look like. Now these are the little chits. What you want to end up with are short, stumpy little chits like this. You don't want to end up with long, thin, gangly ones, because once you put these seed potatoes in the ground, the long, thin, gangly ones will fall off, and these chunky ones, short, stumpy ones, won't, and they will stay on the potato, and then the potato will grow. Now, I've got the same variety. All my 3 trays are the same variety. They are Sarpomera. I love Sarpomera. They tend not to get blight, and they grow really, really well. They're absolutely fab. So let me show you how I plant my seed potatoes. Right, so what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to give this soil a turn over, and I'm going to remove any weeds and any large lumps of big stones, which I don't think there should be any in here actually. So just give it all a nice turn over, and that way the potatoes will grow absolutely fabulously, because they'll be able to get down into the soil. But you do need to make sure that you get any rubbish out first. Also, turning over the soil like this, it aerates it and it gets some more oxygen back into the soil, which is really, really good for the plants. So I'll carry on and do this. There's loads of lovely big worms in here, fabulous. So I'll carry on and do this, and when I've done the area that's big enough for my potatoes, then I will come back to you. Right, now what I'm going to do is I've dug an area that I need, and what I'm going to do is I will place my seed potatoes on top of the soil to start with, because if you dig a hole and put them in, you might go off and do something and then come back and actually forget where you've got to, which is not a good idea. So I'm just going to place them on top of the soil to start with. They need to be about 12 to 15 inches apart from each other. That way it gives them plenty of space to grow and to spread. So I can fit in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 along each side. Now what I'm going to do is I will obviously have to do more than one row, so I will do another sort of 15 inches between each row. Now I know that some people, what they do is they'll dig a big trough and then they'll put them in there. If that's the way you like to do it and it works for you, then please do it that way. But I just find this way involves an awful lot less digging and is actually quicker and much easier. So I will just get these few in to start with, and then I will carry on and do the rest. Now what I have got here, and I use it every year, is my long handled bulb planter, and it makes putting potatoes in so easy. So all you need to do is you just remove the potato that you want to plant and put your little bulb planter there, push it down at least 6 inches, if not a bit further. Give it a quick wiggle, and as you pull the bulb planter up, you drop the potato in the hole, just like that, and it goes down. It's gone down that depth, which is what you want it to go down. So then I will do the next one. And when I have finished putting all my potatoes in, then I will get the rake and I will just rake over the soil, and that will actually fill in any of the holes. So this makes planting seed potatoes, as you can see, so much quicker and so much easier. So I will carry on, and when I've done all of my potatoes, then I will show you. Okay, so I'm just raking over, and doing that actually fills up all the holes that you've made with your bulb planter. I've not got all the potatoes in here because they will take up an awful lot of space. What I'm going to do with the rest of them, I've just put 3 lines in here. What I will do with the rest of them is I will put them in big pots with some multi-purpose compost in them, and then I will keep them in there, and I will just cover them with a little bit of soil, and as they pop through the soil, then I will just cover them with a little bit more until the pot is full up. Now, if you don't have big pots, what you can do is you can grow them in bags, and they're just as good. You can either go and buy sort of rubble bags from the local DIY store. Make sure that you put some drainage holes in the bottom of any bags that you have. Otherwise, if you do have a massive downpour, then the water won't be able to go anywhere, and it will sit in the bag and it will actually rot your seed potato, and then you won't have any. So make sure that you put plenty of drainage holes in there. And I'm going to, the ones that are in the pots, I will just sort of put up the end or sort of round about, so that they will grow properly. They are much easier to harvest when they are in pots. The pots that I've got are about 12 inches across, so they're good size pots. I'll only put 1 seed potato per pot because these sarpomeras actually get really quite large. If you've got first earlies, then you'll be able to put a couple of seed potatoes in a big pot. So yes, whatever you have, but make sure the bigger the pot, the better. Well, it will be interesting to compare the different sizes of the ones that I've planted in pots and the ones that I've planted out in the ground. So we'll have to wait and see when we harvest those. Harvesting the ones from here, it's very easy to miss some, whereas if you've got them in bags or in pots, you just tip them upside down and you find them all. So there's pros and cons. They might not grow as big in containers, but it's easy to harvest them. Well, I hope that if you haven't got your potatoes in yet, you will be getting them in soon. As I say, you've got until the end of May to get them all in. So yes, I hope you have a very successful potato harvest. Well, I hope you found what I've shown you useful, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.